Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome to the At Home Film Festival. This week we're going to take a look at spring break and summer camp films. I have the whole genre covered, whether it's horror or comedy or camp or gay, camp as in campy, or classic. Let's take a look at 7 movies I picked out for you right now. Let's go! Let's start with kind of a more recent film from 2019, Midsommar with Florence Pugh. This was a great year for her. She was in Little Women. Her career just took off this year. She plays a woman, newly married. They decide to go to Sweden for a lovely vacation during the summer. Well, guess what happens when they get there? A lot of weirdness, maybe murders, maybe cults, maybe everything that you would not expect in a fun summer vacation. So rather than doing Friday the 13th and the like, I decided this would represent the horror genre on the list. It's very thought-provoking and chilling, and you could watch it on Max right now. If you want to take a summer vacation that you'll never forget, go to Midsommar. Let's take a moment and be gay. Oh, that certainly does it. Another gay movie is sort of the gay version of American Pie. But I would have you seek out the director's cut, which is on Here TV. Does she look familiar? If you watch Gilded Age, she's all dolled up in that, looking like some old priss woman from the earliest century. Here she plays a lesbian named Muffler. Anyway, this movie is so fun, and it's super sexual and outrageous and over the top. The director's cut, as I was saying, features Mink Stole. Her part was cut out of the main theatrical release, so you have to watch the director's cut. And you could see a lot of sexy men. It's the same story as American Pie. 4 friends and graduating from high school decide they need to not be virgins by the time they get to college. Same story. This time, instead of having sex with a pie, they have sex with a quiche. Anyway, it really is outrageous. Oh, look, he's putting on a pump down below. Very, 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 very dirty humor. Loved it! Speaking of camp and campy, we have Theater Camp on Hulu, which came out just last year. This movie is so fun. It's about a camp where young singers go to spend their summer to put on Broadway-style shows. But the camp that this represents is the poor camp, the struggling camp, the one that needs help. There's a big fancy camp down the street that's all modern and technical and advanced. But these are the fun people from the camp. And by the way, theater lovers, you got Ben Platt in this movie. Remember him, Dear Evan Hansen? Oh, and he's from Broadway too. And Ben's true life husband is in this movie, who, by the way, a little fun note, when Ben left the role of Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway, his husband replaced him in that role. Very interesting. Anyway, if you want to watch Campy Camp and watch Theater Camp, camp it up on Hulu. If we want to go for gory, not horror really, but gory, there's Piranha Double D's. Yes, they use that title on purpose. This is a sequel to the movie Piranha 3D, but now it's got double D's. It was also in 3D. Oddly, they only released this in less than 100 theaters, so I don't know why they made a big deal about the 3D aspect. This is not as good as Piranha, but it's still fun. There's a lot of gratuitous nudity. There's David Hasselhoff playing David Hasselhoff. And he was also nominated for Worst Supporting Actor, which is kind of funny, because if you're gonna be nominated for playing yourself and not being convincing in that, I don't know what to tell you, except for you gotta watch Piranha Double D's, okay? For more of an adult movie, I don't mean porn, I just mean for mature audiences, we've got What About Bob on Tubi. So Richard Dreyfuss plays a psychologist going away for the summer with his family to this beautiful home. And right before he leaves, he hears from an old patient and friend, Bill Murray. So somehow Bill finds out where they're going, and Bill is constantly present, needing therapy while he's on his summer vacation. Oh, you have to learn to set boundaries, Richard Dreyfuss. But apparently, if he tried to set boundaries, Bill Murray did not listen, because he will not leave him alone. It's a comedy, but that sounds like a horror moment to me. Pretty much the spring break movie that started it all. Where the Boys Are from 1960. This movie made everybody want to go to Fort Lauderdale. And the cast, a lot of them weren't known. The biggest one here is George Hamilton, but Paula Prentice is in this. Connie Francis, who sings the song, I won't sing it for you because you probably hate it, sings the song. And this is actually so successful, they did a sexy 1980s remake. I will admit the 1980s version had hotter men, but maybe I like a hot bod from the 80s rather than one from the 60s. But do watch the original. You could find it on Plex and Sling. My true favorite spring break movie is Palm Springs Weekend. I think it's sort of a ripoff of Where the Boys Are, but set on the other coast. This is often on TCM, and this has a stellar cast. We've got Troy Donahue, we've got Stephanie Powers, we have Robert Conrad, who's never looked better. It's super fun. Oh look, she's a tough ass bitch that likes to beat up the men she wants to date and sleep with. It's very innocent, of course. Well, I guess not that innocent. I remember there's one scene where Stephanie Powers says no, but her date thinks she doesn't mean it. No means no. But anyway, for fun, you gotta watch Palm Springs Weekend, and actually give all these movies a whirl, shall you? Well, that's our show of the week. Hope you share and subscribe. I'm leaving with a clip from this movie, Shag, which I could not find on any streaming channel right now. It was made in the 1980s, and it features some young, promising actresses like Bridget Fonda, and it had Annabeth Gish in it. And it shows up, and Phoebe Cates, how could I forget her? It does show up sometimes, but it's not around right now. And this actually is the movie that brings spring break to Myrtle Beach. So almost every big city has a spring break. What's your spring break city? Let me know, maybe I could tag along. Anyway, I will see you next week. Enjoy your spring break and enjoy your early summer camp. Bye.